Okay, this set of training videos from www.teachertrainingvideos.com is going to show you how to use WordPress.com. WordPress.com is really a website or blogger tool. It's free in the simple version, and you can create as many blogs as you like. Now, the reason that we're doing WordPress.com is because it's one of the most popular ways of creating websites or blogs, and so it's a very popular tool. Let's get started straight away by actually just signing up, and there are various ways that you can sign up. You can sign up here, you can sign up here, you can sign up here. So let's just click on get started here, and the first thing that we really need to do is, before we even create a blog, is to actually just create and sign up with a username. So I would actually suggest that you don't do this first of all, because this is actually where you're going to create your first actual blog. I suggest that we just first of all sign up and create a username, and then after that we can create as many blogs as we like. Sign up just for a username, so just click here, and now the username that we want to use will depend whether or not you're going to use your name or whether you want to use your business name. So I'm going to call my one Teacher Training Videos, and it says that I can use that. It says that's okay, Teacher Training Videos, and I'm going to create a password for that. It's a good idea to try and use a password that includes both some uppercase and lowercase, and to use a variety of perhaps numbers and letters, and even perhaps a few characters as well is a good idea. And what you very importantly need to do is to have an email address where you will receive confirmation that your email has been sent to you. Ignore the problem here. I've got a problem on my computer at the moment, and it's only producing a capital M, not an underscore. Those should be underscores. And then it's a good idea to sign up to the blog. It's like a newsletter that's sent to you that gives you information about WordPress, etc. Now click on the sign up button, and that will sign you up. And now what you will need to do is go to your Google Mail account, and you will then be able to click on that and confirm that you created an account, and then we'll start to create our blogs. Okay, so we can see here that I've now received an email from Blogger, and I just need to click here to activate the account, and what that will do is turn me back to my Blogger account, and I will be able to start to actually create blogs. So once you've signed up to create your account, not to create any blogs but to create your account, obviously what you need to do then is to actually once you've done that, and it says now welcome to WordPress, and we're ready to go. Because I've just come through my web page, I'm actually already logged in to WordPress.com, and you can see here at the top there, Teacher Training Videos. And if I click here, it says create a blog, and it will take us to a page where we can create the blogs. I don't have any blogs yet, so what we need to do is to create one, and we've got two buttons here. We can either click here or click here. We'll just click on create a blog. And as soon as we do that, it's going to open up a page, and the most important thing will be now to give our blogger an address. So this is where we're going to put our blog in, and we need to give it an address. So what we're going to call is, we're going to call this WordPress, we're going to call it Russell Stannard WordPress.com. Now, and it's accepted that. Now we can, if we wanted to, look at various possibilities of actually, this doesn't cost us anything, but if we wanted, for example, russellstannard.com or russellstannard.net or russellstannard.org, then we could look into that as a possibility, but that does require us to pay for the site. I'm not going to do that because I'm looking here at the free option, so I'm going to choose that. But you That's, for example, did you know the address russellstannard.org is also available? So I could choose, for example, russellstannard.org, and it would cost me $18 a year, and that would mean that I wouldn't have a WordPress address. Now, I'm not going to do that in this particular case, And then we need to name this particular blog. This is the address of the blog, but it's not necessarily the name. And I'm going to call my one Russell Stannard's Technology Blog. And I'm going to allow my blog to be viewed. I can actually choose if I want to allow it to be searched by or found by anyone, but not by search engines, or I can make it private. Now, I may choose to make it private at the beginning simply while I'm actually adding content to the blog, and in fact that's what I'm going to do at this moment. I can always come back and change that. And then got some various options here in terms of the language I want to use for my blog, and I'm obviously going to do it in English, but you'll see there's absolutely hundreds of languages there that we can choose from. And then we've got a choice here. We can actually pay for an upgrade that will give us more space. It will help us to choose a domain name. So again, it will look for other options so that we don't have to have russellstannard.wordpress.com. It will look for a specific domain name for us. It allows us much more choices in terms of custom design. There are no ads on the actual blog itself, or if we use the WordPress upgrade. And so you have various advantages to choosing that, but I'm going to, for the sake of this one, simply create a free blog. So I'm going to click here. Okay, and there we've come through now to the first page, and we've got Russell Stannard. WordPress.com is yours. And we can now visit your dashboard, because it's the dashboard where you can start to actually add content to your WordPress blog. So we're going to click here, and it's going to allow us then to begin to actually add content. Now, WordPress offers lots and lots of different options. What we're going to do is slowly take you through some of the basic possibilities that there are with WordPress and how you can actually create content, etc. It looks a little bit daunting when you first see the dashboard in front of you, but you'll realize very, very quickly that in fact it's a fairly easy tool to use. You might want to look at this video. It can provide you with some very quick overview of how to use Blogger and how to put up a post. What you'll probably want to do is to hide that screen, and probably hide this one as well, which is basically offering you the possibility of buying a domain name, and I'm going to hide that as well. Now I just want to take you around the interface a little bit. What I've just done is I've just clicked here on my actual username, and that has brought me back to this page here, and this is often the page that you're brought into when you log in to WordPress.com and then put in your password. And if you want to see your blogs, then you can click here, and that will show you the blogs that you've got. And currently I've just got one blog called Russell Stannard's Technology Blog. When you want to go to the actual so again, just to point that out, if I now clicked back here, it would take me back to this kind of opening page. And to get to my blogs, I can click here. Now, another useful thing to know is how can you get very quickly to your control panel. So if you click here, if you roll over here and then come down, you will see all your blogs, the ones that you've got. I've only got one blog, and if I click on that, I can just roll over it, I can go straight to the dashboard, and that will bring me back to the page that we were looking at on the last video. Okay, so that's just to try to give you a little bit of context. To go to your opening page, just click here, and that will bring you back to this page. To go to your blogs, click here, and you will see a list of all your blogs. To go to the dashboard, one of the quickest ways to go to the dashboard is really to click here. That will take you to the dashboard of that particular blog, or to roll over here and come down here will also take you to the dashboard. Now, what about if you want to add a new post? Well, the quickest way to add a new post is, and let's go back again to the start, so I'm really trying to make this dead clear. You click on your blog, and then you click here for new post, because that way you're definitely going to be making sure that your post is associated with that blog. Another way to do it is to come down here to roll over a particular blog, and I've only got one, and go new post, and that also will take you to the page where you are going to create your post. So that's the next thing we're going to do. That was just a quick trip around the basic navigation of the site between logging in, looking at your general profile, and how to access your blogs and how to add a new post. We will come back and do a lot more work on this, but hopefully that's enough just to get you started. Okay, so starting from when you log into your account, you'll often come to this page here, and remember, if you roll over here, you'll see a list of your blogs at the bottom, and then you can roll over whichever blog you want to look at, and then you can simply click on New Post, and that will allow you to open up the very important window, which is the window here where you add your post. And we're going to just do a quick test, so we're going to write my first post as the actual title, and then we're going to put here this is, so I'm going to put here this is where my okay, I'm just going to keep it very simple. I'm not going to add any pictures or anything at this stage, but of course you've got all the sorts of things here. For example, if you want to add a list and then etc. Now, once you've actually done your post and you're happy with it, the first thing that you want to do is to save the draft. Now, when you save it, that does not mean it's being published and it's put on the internet. If you want to actually publish it so that it's available on the internet, then you have to click on Publish. So I'm going to click on Save Draft. Now, one thing is that WordPress does automatically save your drafts periodically so that you don't actually lose them. But you can, once you've saved your draft, and you can do it yourself, and it's a good idea of course to do it yourself as well, particularly once you've finished adding information. Once you've saved your draft, you can view your post very simply by just clicking here, Preview Post, or clicking here, Preview Post, and it will show you what that post looks like. And there it is. There is my first post. My first post, and here, and you can see underneath there's the standard like button if someone likes that, and here people can leave a reply and add their comments. So off we go. We've now added our first blogging post to the blog called Russell Stannard's Technology Blog. Now, we've added our first page here, but remember, we only saved this, we didn't publish it, so this is not viewable on the internet yet. You might also notice here that it says recent posts, and that is because by default WordPress will actually create a post for you, and we can come in and sort that out. Here is the archive, which is basically all of the pages or blog entries that we create for the month of May will appear here. And here is a category. Now, categories are the way that we might want to organize our content. Let's say, for example, we're doing a technology blog. We might have a category of iPad, another one for iPhone, another one for smartphones, another one for internet, etc. So we can add categories, and we'll look back at that. The quickest way to get back to edit this page again is just to roll over the blog here and go to Edit. We can go to the dashboard, but we might as well go straight to Edit because we want to edit this particular page that we're on. I'm going to come back, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a link just so you can see how it works. So I'm just going to put in here teacher training videos, and I'm just going to roll over that, sorry, select that, and then I'm going to click on link, and I can just put in the URL. Now, I was just practicing this before, so I've already added that. So that's, and then I can give it a title, so I'm going to call this teacher training. And I'm also going to click here to make this page open in another window. I don't want it to actually just push off the page. This way it will open up in another window. I'm going to click on Add Link. Now I'm going to add some categories as well for this. I'm going to categorize this. So I'm going to call this we're going to call this Internet Technology, because this particular blog post is about technologies for the internet. So I'm going to click on Add New Category, and we've now added a new category called Internet Technology. And also I'm going to add some tags to describe this page. Let's imagine that this page is about listening, it's about English, about learning English. I'm going to write everything in underscore, and it's also about let's say, for example, pronunciation. So these will be tags that will help people also to find this content and understand what it is, and I'm going to add those tags as well. Now what we should do now is publish this post, and you'll see in the next page when we view it a few things that have now happened to the page. You might want to just close here, and then we can see a little, just close this window down, we can now see a little bit better. And we can see now that we've got two posts. One was called My First Post. The second one was called Hello World, which was actually the one that was produced when you created the blog, and that's actually added in by WordPress themselves. We've got some categories now, which is called Internet Technology is one category. We've got one called Uncategorized. In other words, if the content is not categorized at all. And if we look down also, you'll notice now that this particular post has got some tags here. Now one thing I've noticed is that we've got uncategorized here as one of the tags for this post, and we don't want that, so we need to come back again and edit that. So if we just come back in again and click on edit, it's going to come back here and make sure that we don't have uncategorized in, and all we need to do here is click that, and then we're going to just simply now update that, and we should find that if we go back to the view. So we just click on that, and now we're just going to view the post that we haven't got uncategorized now for that particular blog entry. It just says Internet Technology. Okay, now at the moment we've only got one post. If we click on Hello World, we'll see a completely different post here, which was one actually produced by WordPress, and we can even see that they've added in a post and then automatically added in a comment. Now what do we know about this particular blog entry is that it's in the uncategorized group, and it's got there are no actual tags for that for this at all, and we've got here a response. Now what about if we wanted to actually edit this? And there are various ways, because really this wasn't produced by us and we might want to delete the post. The easiest way is if you roll over here, then you can come back to your dashboard. So just click on your dashboard, and again there are always different ways of doing this, and we can now click on posts, and we can click on all posts, and one thing that we may want to do is simply to delete the first post. Now the easiest way for us to delete a post is simply to click on it, because remember we didn't make this post, and then just click on trash, and that post will now be deleted from your blog. And now we've officially only got one blog, which is my first entry. Okay, so let's add a post. At the moment we're looking at all posts. Now we're going to add another post, add a second page. So we'll call this second post, and this time we're going to just put in a picture. So we're going to write the word picture here, and just quickly show you how you add a picture. The quickest way is just to click here, new media, and we can select a file from our computer. I'm just going to grab this one here, click on open, and the picture will upload, and you'll get various pieces of information. You can give it a title, so if I want to do that, I can put a title in, and I can put some out text, etc., etc., description, and and I can even choose where I want it. So for example, I have the picture on the left side. I can choose the size. So I'm going for medium, I can go for large, and then I can just say just insert into post, and hopefully that will then add that picture to my blog. Now remember, this is our second post now. Remember, it's very important to choose some categories. So I'm going to click here and put that in the internet category. Imagine that. If I want to add a new category, let's say we're going to we're going to add a new category as well. Let's call this as well travel, and add new category, and we're going to also make sure that that's also selected as well, and we're going to add some tags for this picture as well. We'll put China, we'll put Russell, we'll put holiday. These are tags as well that again help people to search for that particular blog post, so we can add those tags as well. And we're going to publish this picture directly, so this will now be our second page, and it's all been published now. and we've now published 2 posts. And just wait a minute, and we're going to close this down, and we can start to see our blog. We've got 2 posts in our blog now. Okay, let's just take a little look around the screen now so we get a bit of an understanding. We've got here our blog. We've got a title kind of area here at the top, and we can actually look at changing this and look at that later. We've also got 2 pages. I haven't spoken about pages yet. We'll talk about those later. Okay, so these are actual pages, but what we're looking at from the home page is the blog posts that are on the home page. Remember, when you're adding blog posts, they're always on one page, and you're simply just changing the post that you're looking at. But as well as blog posts, you can also have pages as well. Now we can look here and we can see our recent posts, the first one and the second one. The newest one's always on top. We can use this archive here, and it will show us May and June and July, and it will show you all the posts for that particular month. We've got categories, and this is another way of quickly looking at blog posts in a category, so we can actually, if we want to look at all of the posts about travel, we can click on that, or all the posts about internet technology, we can click here. If we look down underneath a post, we can see the categories. So this particular post, and my first post, was in the category internet technology only, but it also had 3 tags. You can also leave a comment, etc. Now, ignore this bar here at the moment in terms of new posts, and I'll come back to this a bit later. If you ever want to add a new post to a blog, and we've already added 2, the quickest way to do it is to come down here, go to new, and click on new post, and you'll see that that opens up another page. So we're now going to add our 3rd post. So this will mean that we're going to have 3 posts. Now in this one we're going to choose internet technology as the category. We're going to put in some tags. So for this one we're going to put in listening. Imagine it's just putting in some English language teaching, and we're going to put video for this one. Now we're going to add some content, so we're going to just write here a video. Now what we need to do in this particular case is that we're going to add some video content into our blog. So what we're going to do in this particular case is click here again to open up media. We're going to go from URL, because this time we're going to actually, now what we need to do here is click here, because we're going to add up audio video. Now what we need to do is to get the URL of a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly jump to YouTube, and here we've got a video that is about my work with using feedback, using screen capture for feedback. I'm going to click on the URL, copy that URL down. I'm going to come back to the blog, and I'm going to paste in the URL, and we're going to call this Russell talking about feedback, and we're going to insert that into the post. What we should see when we now view this, and we're going to save that draft, and in fact we're going to publish it. Remember, when you save a draft, it is not actually published. What we actually want to do in this particular case is to publish our post. So we're going to publish it here, and hopefully we will see that afterwards, if we view the post, that we've added that post, and we've now got 3 published posts in our blog, and we're just waiting while that 3rd page, and you can see now that that video has been added into our blog in the 3rd post. So in this case what we've now added is some video content. Now I just want to try, now that we're really starting to build up a blog, talk a little bit about the views. What we've got here are all the posts, and if we click on the first post, we can see the first post loading in the home page, and if we click on the second post, we can see the second post loading in the home page, and if we click on the 3rd post, so as you can see, all of the blog posts are on the home page. The home page is dynamic. It changes depending on which post we click on. Now incidentally, if we click on the archive, it will show us all of the posts for May, but you'll notice that it doesn't show you the media. It just shows you a quick view. If you want to see the actual specific media and all the rest of the content, then you click on that particular post and then you will see the video content and the actual text as well. So keep that in mind as well. And the same happens if you use the categories. If we search under travel, there's only one post that has the tag or has the category travel, and you can see that we can just see the text. If we want to see the whole of the travel post, we need to click on it. So remember, these categories are another way of searching for content, just like searching here as well, and we'll come back to that later when we look in more detail at how the search actually works. So that's the difference between looking at an actual post and looking at all of the entries that are, for example, under the category of internet technology. You will just see those because obviously there might be a lot of them, and then it offers you the opportunity to actually open that particular post and look in more detail of it. So it's basically a quick view. On the dashboard you have an area called All Posts, and this can be quite useful if you want to view a specific post. You can quickly go over and view it. If you want to go back and edit a post, you can go back and just edit very quickly. And of course, if you want to delete a post, then you can trash it by clicking on the trash button. So if you want to quickly edit or view the third post, we can just simply click here and we can view our post. And you can see here that it shows the post and the categories, etc., etc. So we can do that, and of course we can also from here then start to view other posts. Remember, to get to the dashboard there are various ways, but one of the quickest ways is just to simply click here. So that's quite useful because going to the All Posts basically gives you a whole list of all the posts that are in that particular blog, and it allows you to filter and search for posts. Once you've got a lot of posts on, you might need to do that. And also, of course, it gives you quite a lot of information about what categories a particular post is in, and also what tags have been used for a particular post as well. And also it allows you to look at some statistics, how many people have viewed a particular blog, etc., or how many people have liked that particular blog. So the Posts tab on the dashboard can be very, very useful. You can use the dashboard for certain other things as well. Imagine that you're looking for certain types of posts, for example the ones about travel. You can click here and it will show you which and then I can just filter and it will just show me all of the posts that are related to travel. And I could do that again and look at conferences and click on filter, and it will show me all of the posts that are related to conferences. And in this particular case, at the moment, none of the posts are related to that, and the reason for that is that I've made a post and used that category and then I deleted it. But since the category is still there, then if I search for that category now, then since there are no posts available with that category of conferences, then of course it's not available. So you can see that the post window is quite useful and can be used for lots of different things. Now, one important thing that we haven't looked at is pages. And I'm just going to create a new post. So I've just clicked on new post. I'm just going to add a fourth post. So we'll call it this fourth post. And we'll just put in another picture here. So I'm just going to move down, click on the screen here. Now I've already uploaded a picture, in fact. So if I go to Media Library, I can actually grab a picture that I've already so I can just click on Show, and then I can add that picture in to my, click in, add that into my, once you've added a picture, once you've used a picture, then it's actually available in your media library. So if you upload a picture and use it in your blog, then you don't have to actually search for that picture again. And we're going to choose some categories for this one. So we're going to put this one into, for example, conferences and workshops, and we're also going to add some tags. So we're going to call this presentations, conferences. In fact, let's just put talks. That will do. and we just add those two categories, and now we're going to publish this. So this will be now the fourth post that we've added to our blog, and as you can see, all your blogs, and we're just waiting for this post now to be added to the rest of the there it goes. Let's close that down so we can now see nice and clearly our fourth blog post. So we've now got 4 blog posts, and you'll notice that all those blog posts are on your home page. And in the old days, blogs really just had a home page. There was no opportunity to actually have more than one page on a blog. But recently there's been the ability to add more pages. Now the pages are for static information. The blog posts will always upload into the home page, but we can use these additional pages and add more pages to our blog. And if you look, you'll see that WordPress has already added one page for you, and it's giving you a little bit of information here about what a page is. You can see that it's suggesting here that these pages are exactly for that reason, therefore static content. Now what we can do is that we can edit this page, and we can do that from here, or we can add another page. Now since the page is already produced for us, we might as well edit the page. So we can click here and it will come into About, and we can delete all that information. And we normally use and we'll obviously change the title. We'll call this, for example, we're going to call this Interesting Links. And so this is the new title, and we could even add in a couple of links. So let's just put in my website. I have one of my other websites, and I'm just going to click here and just click on that, and I'm going to add that www.russellstannard.com. Excuse the M, as I said before, I've got a problem at the moment with and we're going to open that into another window. So we've now added a link, and we can obviously add more links. Now I'm going to then update this. This is an update rather than a publish, because remember the page is already published. So we're going to just update this now, and we can afterwards actually view, just like we can. In fact, it will open up just as in the same way that we add an additional blog post to the page. You'll see now that we can actually, just taking a little while here, we'll be able to look at the actual page, and if we click here we can view that page that's been added to our blog. So now we've got Interesting Links page and a home page. Now let's say that we want to add some more pages. How can we add more pages? Well, we're going to go back to the dashboard. That's the easiest place to do it from. You can do it from here, New Page, but I just want to show you how you would do it from the dashboard as well. If you click on the dashboard and come down, you've got Pages, roll over, Add New. And again, we're just going to add a new page. So when you add click on here, what you're going to have to do in this case again is add a title. So again, this could be contact information, and we can then again add here some information, and that information will then, okay, so we've added some information. Now again, we can publish this page, and just move that down so I'm not pushing the publish this page. And again, now what will happen is once that page has been published, we can go to View Page, and you'll see now that we've got 3 pages on our blog. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. We're obviously now beginning to get familiar with some of the elements of the dashboard, and one that I thought I'd pick out is this really quick one for publishing. So we're on the dashboard for this particular blog that we're working for, and if we say, for example, added a 5th post, and we're going to call it 5th post, and again we just quickly wrote in some very quick content here, and for this one we also decided to add a few tags, and for example we'll write talks, presentations, and we publish that. You'll see that if we now go to our posts and look at all our posts, we've now got a fifth post. Notice that we haven't added any categories for it. We can deal with that anyway, that's not a problem, but we just very quickly added a fifth post. So you can actually directly from the dashboard, if you want, rather than going in and actually choosing new post, you can actually add a post directly from the dashboard. And remember, of course, at any time you can always come in and do an edit or a quick edit. If you click on click edit, you get this sort of little view here at the top of the screen. If I wanted, for example, just to add a few categories for that, then I could do that, and then click on update, and it will then update very quickly that post. And now that post has also got some categories included in it. So if you don't want to go to full edit, you can go to quick edit. And if you don't want to, and if I just take you back again, want to actually open up the blog to add your new post, you can actually add, particularly if it's a short post, you can actually add the content from here, and you've even got access to things like images, etc. Okay, let's start to look a little bit at a bit more detail at actually putting input into the screen. And so to do this, we're going to add another post, which will be our sixth post. So come down to new and post, and again we're going to give this a title. We're going to put sixth post. What we're going to concentrate on here is links, and I'm going to show you just a couple of things about links. So we're going to put here my new link, and again we're going to select that link, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to link to some external content, and we'll just use for this one Google. So we're going to write here www.google.com, and we're going to also put here a title for that link. Now let me put, for example, this will take you to Google, and we're going to open that up as into a new page, because since we're on our blog, we don't want to move away from our blog. So we're going to actually open that into a new page, and I'm going to click on add link, come back to this, and if we publish this paper, in fact we should be have a look in the preview, it should be okay. Let's just quickly check. If we now go to that link, if we roll over it, you see that it says this will take you to Google. So that's what the title does. It gives you a little hint box, and if we were to click on that, it would then open up a different page. Now I just want to come back again to this particular post, and we can click here and just come back and edit the post a little bit more. And I want to contrast that with a different type of link, which is going to say this will take you to page 1 of the blog. You may want to have internal links, and if you select that now, click on the link button, in this time, instead of opening it up in a new window, we're going to click here link to existing content, and it will show you a list of all the existing content that's actually in our blog, and we can click on a particular piece of existing content. We can choose to open it up in a new window, but it's not normal to open up content that's actually in your blog in a new window. So I'm going to leave that. Again, I could change the title if I want to, because that will say, for example, this will take you to the first page of the blog, if I want to make it quite detailed, and then click on add link. And now again I can preview this just to quickly see what will happen, and it will be slightly different to the other links that we've produced, because now if I roll over, it tells me it will go to Google. If I roll over this one, it says it will take me to the first page, and if I click on it, it will actually take me to the first page of the blog, or the first post in the blog, and that's exactly what it's done. So that's the difference between internal and external links. Okay, I want to look at adding pictures now. So let's just go back to our dashboard, and what we can do is we'll add a picture to an image. So we can just go to the posts. We'll look at all the posts, and what we can do for this one is go back and add an image to the first picture. Or let's add one to the second picture. So we're going to go back and edit here, because we're going to add some pictures in. and we can position the image. We've already got one picture here, so we're going to move the cursor down underneath the first image. We can just move down and hopefully it should just jump over to the right hand side. Now we're going to insert an image. Now we can just simply do this by clicking on media. Once you've uploaded a picture onto WordPress, then that picture is actually available in your media library. So if I click here, then all the pictures that I've already uploaded, including the one you can see on the screen, they are available for me to use. But what I'm going to do for this one is take something from my computer. I'm just going to select a file and just quickly grab something. We grab something really simple. So, for example, I'm going to take this image here, click on open, and that picture will then be. Now there's quite a lot that we can add to this image as well. The first thing that we can do is we can give it a different title. Now the title is what will appear when we roll over the text. So I'll leave the title, but I can change it if I want. I can also put some text in here under what we call alternate text, and this is when your browser or a browser doesn't have the ability to actually view an image, then that information will so I'm just going to put here picture of ad. That will be the text that will appear if the picture doesn't appear on the screen, and that is if you've got a browser that doesn't. Now the caption will actually come underneath the picture, so I'm going to say here ad for technology product. Okay, I'm just going to put that underneath. That default caption will come underneath the picture. The description is actually really for when you're trying to search for an image, and it gives you the information, so you don't really need to put that in. And then here we can decide this is the URL for that particular image. We can also decide where we want that image to be placed. So I'm going to put this, for example, into the center. We can choose different sizes, and then I'm going to click on insert image. Hopefully that image will now be added into the screen, and if you roll over it, you'll see we've got the caption that's underneath, but we've also got a rollover effect as well on that image. So when you place an image into the screen, you can actually do quite a lot with it. And the other thing that you can do as well with an image is click on the image when you're in edit view, and just click here, and it will open up the window again and allow you to make some changes and then update your changes if you want to do that. So that's a little bit more information about images, and in the next video I'll show you slightly more stuff. I want to look at another way of adding images to a page. I've got the first post here, and I'm just moving my cursor down below the post, and what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to add an image by clicking here and choosing URL. Now I need to write in the exact location of an image that I want. Now how can you get the location of an image? Well, it depends slightly on the browser that you're using, but I'm going to show you an example with Internet Explorer. So I'm just come onto my website. I'm going to right click over this image, right click over it, go to properties, and I might have chosen the wrong one there. Right click and go to properties, and what we're going to do in properties is that it gives you the address of that particular image. So I can just copy that, click on copy. Now I can go back to my blog, so I'm going to click back to the blog, paste in that, and I can give it a title, so I'll call this one a book, or my book. Let's give it that. I can put an image caption, a book I have worked on. I can decide where I want it. We'll put it center, and I'm going to insert that post. So again, we're going to get an image with a caption underneath. Of course, you don't have to have an image caption if you don't want to. If you roll over, it's also going to say my book, and that is how I can add an image that has got a URL. Now in the next video I'm going to point out one other thing that we can do. We can make images clickable, and in fact all the images already are clickable, but we can actually look at what we want the image to link to, if we want the image to work as a link. Okay, I'm just going to show you a couple more things about images. The quickest way to get to your blog if you're ever on the dashboard is really just to click here. That will take you straight to your blog, and you can see here that we've got our blog and we've got various images on the screen. Take this image here. This is an image that's been uploaded into WordPress and then we've linked to it. And so if we click here, it will actually show us the actual real size of that image which has been uploaded into WordPress, and the same here. If we click on this image below, that won't happen because this is not actually uploaded onto WordPress. This already is linked to a URL which was on russellstannard.com, where I took the actual image URL from there and added it in to produce the image onto the onto WordPress. This one is different altogether because this one here, if I click on it, it will actually link to a page and take me to that particular page. So we can actually have images that are clickable, and very quickly in the next set of videos I'm going to show you how you can do that. So let's try and add a link then as an image. So we're going to click here and we're going to grab an image, and for the sake of speed we're just going to grab an image that's already been uploaded. So I'll click on this one here, so we can click on show, and then what we can do is come down to here and we're going to override this one here, and in fact the easiest way to do it is for me to actually just delete that, change that back, and then put, in fact, oh, we've got one here we can already use, so I'm going to click on that, scroll down, and now what we're going to do is we're going to insert that post. Notice that we've changed the link URL to be a website, and I'm going to insert that and insert that image into the screen. Now if I now update that image and just wait a second, we should be able to afterwards view the actual image. Let's go to let's go back to and look at my blog. Let's look at that post. Now if I click on that post, it will take me to russellstannard.com. So that's the easiest way for you to add and create an image as a link. Okay, we're going to take a look at video now. So we're going to add the new post, and we'll call this video 2, 7th post, and going to click down here. We're going to click on video this time by clicking on the media file again. We're going to use a URL. What we're going to do is click here on audio, video or other files. Now we need to put in the address or a URL, so what I'm going to do is very quickly jump to the internet and just grab a URL, and we've got some video here, someone playing a guitar, and I'm going to click on it, copy that, close that window down, come back, paste that in, and I'm going to paste in that URL, and then I'm going to write guitar. Remember, this is what will appear when you roll over the text, and then I'm going to click on insert post. Now don't worry if you see this, because this is just to show you that it's going to be linked in there. If I click on publish now, you'll see that video is actually in the screen, and it even comes out nice and full size, and now you can then click on that image and play it. So you can see it's very, very simple to take content from the internet and place it in as a video. Okay, that's the end of the introductory videos. There's absolutely loads of things that I haven't showed you. This is 23, 24 videos that basically take you through the basics. And I just want to remind you of a couple of things. At the moment you are on the dashboard. If you want to see your blog, you can click here because you are already on a particular blog. If you want to go back right to the beginning, then all you need to do is to click here, and that will take you right back onto the very first page, where you've got your username and your email address and your web address, and then also if you wanted to look at your blogs, you can click here and you've got your specific blogs, and you can even get to the dashboard from here to that specific blog. And if you want to view that blog, you can click here. And if you wanted to get the actual address of that blog, then, well, the simplest way, if you wanted to share it with anyone, it would be simply just to copy that, and that is actually the address of this particular blog. Remember, if you want to come back again to your main window, just to bring you back to here again, and remember, this will bring you back to your blogs. If you want to manage your blogs, anytime you want to create a new blog, you just simply click here. And remember, the most important thing at the beginning is going to be the URL of that particular blog. So whenever you create a URL, think very carefully about what address you are giving that particular blog, as that is going to really dictate. Here we are on the page now, so remember that the actual address is very, very important, and that is what you'll then share with everyone or put onto your website or send out as an email, etc. Now, there will be a second set of videos. In fact, there will be two more sets. There will be an intermediate set and an advanced set on using WordPress, and look at moving from WordPress.com to WordPress.org.